If I go to the book of Matthew on the cover sheet, what's it going to say the very first line?
Why don't you read it for me?
Sure. Although the first gospel is anonymous, the early church fathers were unanimous in holding that Matthew, one of the 12 apostles, was its author. So the early church fathers say that it's Matthew, but the gospel itself, there we go. The gospel itself is anonymous. Among New Testament scholars in Bible colleges, do they hold that Matthew, the apostle, wrote the book of Matthew?
Who is a more reliable source of information about who wrote a book? A person who lived 50 to 100 years after the writing, or a person who lived 2,000 years after the writing?
In this case, the person who lived 2,000 years after the writing, because the individual 50 to 100 years later, or 100 to 200 years later, doesn't have information to the full expanse of Christendom of what we've discovered about the writings in order to compare them. Just like the early historians who were not contemporaries, but were potentially talking to contemporaries, were writing about what they heard. They don't have the investigative ability to do it. They don't have the understanding of analyzing writing. This is, I mean,